it too late to invest in Zilliqa? Why I believe a 10x from here, $1.80, is totally possible. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new, subscribe, bell button for notifications so you don't miss anything, and obviously like and comment. So Zilliqa is on a massive monumental pump, and one of the things that I've been commonly asked, and this is kind of like my polka dot video, and I think it runs pretty well. Price predictions, what people think, and why I think it's actually not too late to invest in an asset like Zilliqa, and I'm going to explain reasons why. So we all know Zilliqa in terms of its prestige of sharding. The first sharding blockchain that was released essentially came out at a bad time, essentially came out in like the peak of the bull run in 2018, had a bit of a rise, and then it obviously tailed off. Building throughout the bear market. The best companies are building big, and these are showing it now. So let's talk about the overall spectrum of the market. It is first and foremost a enterprise blockchain. It is based in Singapore, and it is, in my opinion, got one of the greatest teams out there in terms of build, motivation, ambition, and their blockchain is brilliant. So this morning, most people know I hold Zilliqa. I was telling people, look at Zilliqa, 1 cent, it looks like a peach. Yeah, it's currently 18 cents right now. And this morning I took a little bit of profit off my position to protect myself into BTC so I can keep myself current and always add to my BTC pile. The amount that I put into this as a transaction isn't massive. It's a small percentage, but the biggest thing that always shocks me, and I'm going to explain why I think that this is an undervalued asset, it cost 0.02 cents to move. Yes, I know. For me to move my BTC off Binance currently right now, it's $28. I understand that that is Bitcoin, right? When I look to move my Ethereum, for example, looking at the gas fees right now, we're currently looking at, if it works, where's the drop? Oh, bloody heck. 122 is the average, right? It's not good. It's going to cost a bit of money. It's going to cost between $40 and $50 to move Ethereum. Yeah, I know. So that's one use case point. But we do need to talk about it in more detail. So obviously if I go to the top 7 days, Zilliqa's been doing well. It's only $1.99 billion market cap, which is why we need to talk about price predictions. Do not go on and go, oh my God, it's going to go to like $300, because it's not. Most people forget about this metric, how market cap is calculated. The price times by the circulating supply gives you the market. That is a valuation of a coin. Don't just come out and go, oh, it's going to go to $30. You've got to back it up. You've got to back it up and go, well, why is it going to do that? Is it realistic or not? We see it all the time with like VeChain's the biggest one for this. VeChain, right? I see predictions of $75 all the time. Like, whoa. I did a video on it debunking it, right? We've got to be realistic. We're going to be realistic with this video, okay? So let's go over what Zilliqa is in a basic framework, right? I don't want to bore you to death, but it's a public permissionless blockchain. It's designed to be the highest throughput, essentially layer 1 sharding, and ultimately it will be fast. We know that. It is cheap. I've just proved that. And ultimately it will be run decentralized. The staking model is absolutely brilliant on it, right? You can earn literally 14% and ZIL, which I will come on to in a minute. So as I said before, it didn't have the greatest launch because of the timing. Bear markets are not good. Did well though. It's doing well, and there's a great team behind it, a great marketing team as well. And in my opinion, I think it is still undervalued, even though it's on a monumental growth right now. We think now, let's compare a few little coins. If we're comparing, say, Ethereum, right? It's slow, 15 transactions per second. It's expensive to move, not good, obviously. You know, I've just mentioned before, the prices are ridiculous. It's not got the greatest of, let's be honest, a lot of their team members have left to create other projects. Polkadot, for example, Cardano. There's another one called Luxor. There's a few others out there as well who have not quite shared that ambition for what Ethereum aims to become in the future. That's an interesting talking point that's often not raised, in my opinion. But Zilliqa are looking to add to their team. They've already mentioned, their president has already mentioned essentially they are looking to add to their team. So that's another selling point. Another 10 more members potentially joining their team behind the scenes. So when you look at the volume, 1 billion. the diluted kind of market cap and obviously the current market cap right now, there's a lot of things happening. One selling point is rather often overlooked in these cryptocurrency kind of tokenomics. It's got a maximum supply. It can't get any higher than that 21 billion. Ethereum, up until now, it's still got an unlimited supply. It could still churn out more. If their new updates change, that will probably include token burning. Tokenomics of Zilliqa has token burning. It is ultrasound money. It will devaluate in circulating supply, which is somewhat very, very important to make a scarce asset very, very good. So yeah, I'm waffling, I know, but we do need to talk about it. So another one as well, the BTC prices flying 320 Satoshis, in my opinion, could still go up, and we'll look at the chart in a bit. But in terms of criticisms, I've already mentioned this. I've publicly said this to the team, essentially. I've said this on Twitter. The website needs updated. The website is old school, in my opinion. It's very dark, it's very clunky, it's somewhat not ideal for, you know, the first time sort of look. For me, when I look at a website, and I always say this, and I know it sounds really silly saying this, but you got to be wowed and you got to go, oh, within the first 15 seconds, you got to know exactly what it is. I feel with this, it takes a little bit longer to figure it out. You got to find other ways. Obviously, there's other elements to this which are pretty good on the website in terms of the collaborations, the, you know, the whole element of how it kind of works. That's very, very simple to see who they're working with. Their About Us page is actually pretty good as well. You know, talking about who's in the team and how it all kind of works. This is one of the best team pages out there. But for me, looking at it, it needs to be the selling point. The whole idea is the sharding, how it is sold, and this isn't on the home page. It's kind of, this should be on the home page. The website is good, but the home page is not. That's kind of the point I'm getting to. As you can see here, the differences. It all kind of, it works, but you know what I mean. It works, but it doesn't work, right? I know, criticism, but ultimately for me, if they can share this on their homepage very, very quickly, because that's the homepage. The homepage is pretty snaff. I've already told them this. But anyways, moving on. Why am I so bullish on it? Ethereum, going back to it, the Ethereum bridge, the ability to allow users of the Ethereum-led tokens, ERCs and stuff like that, to use the Zilliqa platform to therefore share their Ethereum tokens to move and whatever, whether you're buying NFTs, whether you're selling, or whether you're moving to your wallets. It's expensive, right? It's freaking horrible. This is going to solve one of those problems. I envision a future on Binance where you see the withdraw button on every single ERC20 and it will have Ethereum, BSC, Zilliqa. I envision that. That is what I feel will probably happen in the future, because this bridge will allow that to happen, the cross-chain transaction through the Ethereum bridge through to Zilliqa. That's important. Would you rather pay $30 to move some of your shit coins over to your private wallet, or would you rather pay 5 cents, 2 cents, whatever it may be at the time? One huge selling point, and the huge token flow from that will be massive for the ecosystem. They also have a decentralized exchange called ZIL swap. So essentially, when we're talking about Uniswap and 1inch and stuff like that, they've got their own system, their own ecosystem that is also getting a lot of volume right now. So their ecosystem is growing nicely and it's going to continue to build. The users continually look like they are going to be building. Another thing as well, the president has also been saying a lot of stuff are coming. He's already mentioned that there's a lot of staff coming in. There's a lot of new announcements coming. So the growth is somewhat here, but it's getting bigger and better. Now, one thing that we need to look at, if we go into the explorers here, we're just going to see here growth. Why? When we start looking at the statistics here, you can just see already the amount of transactions on this blockchain alone is getting bigger, and this is not including the likes of ZIL swap. Essentially, this is just transactions in whole. Now, the transaction fee is obviously increasing with usage, but this is how markets grow. Obviously, this is only over 7 days. If we I don't know if this will actually work. Maybe we'll see. May go wrong, but there's been monumental growth over the last few months with Zilliqa, and we know what Metcalfe's law is. Things get bigger and better. Now, this here was a stress test to see how it would do. Worked pretty well. So you can see already here, it's slowly just increasing. It's increasing all the way throughout. Just, you know, we don't talk much about transactions, but the number of transactions are going to increase. Now, the one thing why it isn't massive is because a lot of people are actually staking their ZIL. Now, this is massive. Average 15.33%. Total staked 4.5 billion Zilliqa estate. It's becoming somewhat a scarce asset right now. There's a lot of things going for this in terms of the amount of staking. It increases scarcity. It increases lockups. It increases token demand and obviously price stability. So when we're talking about price predictions, it has everything going for it. Everything there, apart from a few things that are coming in the future, such as the Ethereum bridge, such as a more open finance world. That's important. Bigger ecosystem, enterprise, blockchains building on it. And we're not even talking about price predictions yet. It's crazy. So when we talk about 2 billion market cap, I believe and I feel $1.80 is somewhat in the future going to happen. I see this as a $20 billion asset very, very quickly. Not so much next week, not so much next month, but over the next year or two, that is pretty quick. You got to remember, this was lower than 50 million market cap about a year ago. It's massive growth so far, massive, massive growth. It's just getting bigger and better, and the Ethereum bridge will help. Open finance side of it will help. Bigger and better companies joining their blockchain, going to get even bigger over time. That's important. But the fundamentals are simple. Price prediction here, I believe $1.80. And when we start looking at the price on the chart, even though this is on the BTC chart, the BTC chart, in my opinion, is still undervalued. It's still very much low. Yes, it's had a good little pump recently, but we've had price history over 600 Satoshis, over 2,150 Satoshis. So if we're talking about, let's put realism on here completely and go, well, what if we go right up to those higher numbers from all-time high BTC prices? Well, just to give you a bearing of this, just to go right the way up and look at this, let's just go right to the top, right? That is another 7x from this point in BTC prices, right? So even though we're talking about, potentially 10x to $20 billion, which, you got to think about Ethereum's 200 billion right now. It's already faster than Ethereum, more secure than Ethereum. It's cheaper than Ethereum to use. Well, what's holding it back? Eyeballs. It's not on Coinbase. It's not on the likes of Gemini. It's not fully available in America. Will be soon then. Let's be honest, it will be soon with this. So if we're talking about realism pricing, 7x from here, growing your BTC 7 times, isn't, in my opinion, that is not far-fetched at all. It could definitely happen. You've seen all these coins like Theta, Ocean Protocol, all these coins, Chili's as well, over a short period of time, just go bang. This, I believe, is going to be next, and this could be interesting to see where it does go. But when we're talking about USD prices, I believe a 10x essentially in USD prices, which will be obviously the market cap. But in BTC prices, we have been much higher. So are we undervalued or not? I think we are. And that's why I think it's not too late to invest in Zilliqa. So for me, if we're talking fiat prices, $1.80 is definitely doable. Maybe higher, who knows, right? Let's be realistic here. But when we're talking about the BTC price, if that does happen and BTC is a lot higher, we don't know where it could go. It could go a lot higher. So remember that. So yeah, 10x from here, $1.80. If it goes 100x, by the way, to Ethereum market cap current day right now, that'd be $18. That'd be 100x. 200 billion. Possible? Maybe, who knows. But hope you enjoy. Let me know if you are an investor in Zilliqa. I like it a lot, obviously, you can tell. I shared it to you guys below a cent. Yeah, not bad, I suppose.